Bank Transactions Cap 1. Now students, let us learn about the chapter Bank Transactions. In this chapter, we shall learn about the meaning of bank, the role of banks and post offices in financial dealing, characteristics of a bank, different types of accounts that can be opened in a bank, the steps to open bank accounts, advantages of bank accounts, etc. In this part, we shall learn about the meaning of bank, functions, services and characteristics of a bank, types of banks, and different types of accounts. Banks are developing over the last 200 years. They are the financial institutions that help customers deposit their money and withdraw along with interest whenever required. Banks lend money to the customers and recover interest on them. For example, home loan, vehicle loan, education loan, loans to establish industries, etc. Banks also lend money to sectors like agriculture, industries, businesses, etc. when required in the form of loans and help in economic growth. Students, it is now time for you to think and answer. Question 1. Make a list of the banks that you know. Now in your answer you can include Canara Bank, State Bank, Vijaya Bank, etc. Question 2. What are the uses of banks? Answer. They provide security to the customer's money, interest earning, loans to businesses, industries, purchase of vehicles, etc. Now let's learn the meaning of bank. Observe these pictures. Now this shows how the banks developed over a period of time. The word bank has been derived from the Italian word banco or the French word banque. The meaning of this is bench or a table which deals with money. A bank is a financial institution. It accepts deposits and lends these deposits in the form of loans to different services. It receives deposits from people who want to save and lends in the form of loans to those who have a requirement. These loans are lent for education, agriculture, industries, for construction of a house, businesses, etc. This is called banking. Now students, we will learn about the properties of banks. Here they are. Number 1. Banks are financial institutions and deal with public money. Number 2. A bank can be an individual institution or a company. Number 3. Banks accept deposits from the public. It provides safety to these deposits. It pays interest. Number 4. Banks lend to industries, agriculture, education, construction of the house, etc. Number 5. Banks deposit money to the depositors through checks or hundis. Number 6. It renders many useful services to the customers. Number 7. Banks not only serve customers, they also earn profits. Number 8. Banks collect the deposits from the customers and lend it as loans to those who have the necessity. Number 9. Banks have to add the word bank in its name. For example, Canara Bank, Corporation Bank, etc. Now students, now that we know about the properties of banks, let us learn about the functions of a bank and the services they render. Number 1. Collection of deposits from customers. Number 2. Lending to public for construction of house, purchase of vehicles, etc. as loans. Number 3. Transfer of funds from one bank to another. Number 4. Collection of money from checks and hundis. Number 5. Renting lockers. Number 6. Foreign exchange business. Number 7. Pledging of gold, silver, etc. Number 8. Issue of loan papers, etc. Number 9. Dealing with the finances of the government. Number 10. Issue of credit cards. Number 11. Other services. These are some of the services rendered by banks. Let us now learn about the relationship between a bank and the customer. This relationship can be divided into two types. 1. A general relationship. 2. A special relationship. First, let's learn about the general relationship. This has 3 different types. 1. Primary relationship, which is basically a debtor and creditor relationship. 2. Subsidiary relationship, which is that between a trustee and a beneficiary. 3. Agent and principal relationship. Now we will talk about a special relationship. This has 2 different types. The first is obligation to honor checks. Second is obligation to maintain secrecy of accounts. Now students, we will learn about the business of a bank. See, banks deal with financial matters. They accept deposits and lend these deposits as loans to the customers. These loans are called bank loans. The banks collect interest on these loans. A part of this interest is paid to the depositors as interest. Banks invest the deposits in domestic and international business and increase their income. The activities of all banks are in the control of the Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India is also known as the Bankers' Bank. Reserve Bank is the central bank of our country. It defines the monetary policy of the country. These policies have to be followed by all the banks. In India, there are different types of banks. Each type of bank has its specialization in a particular business. The types of banks are 1. The Central Bank or the Reserve Bank of India. 2. Commercial banks. 3. Industrial development banks. 4. Land development or agricultural banks. 5. local banks or money lenders. And 6. Cooperative banks. Now let's learn about the different types of accounts that can be opened in a bank. First, we have savings account. Second, current account. Third, a recurring deposit account. And fourth, a fixed deposit account. Savings account. This account helps people to save their earnings. One can withdraw the money using checkbooks or withdrawal slips. People get interest on the amount of money deposited. Current account. A current account is opened by businessmen and industries. One can deposit or withdraw money any number of times. Banks do not pay interest to such account holders and charge service charges to these accounts. Recurring deposit account. The depositor deposits a fixed sum of money every month for an agreed period. At the end of the specified period, he gets back the amount deposited together with the interest. Fixed deposit account. In this type of account, fixed amounts are deposited for fixed period. It is not possible to withdraw the deposited amount before the expiry of fixed periods. Interest rates are determined on the basis of the time period. Now students, here are a few questions for you to answer. Name the different types of banks. Answer: central bank, commercial banks, industrial banks, land development banks, local banks, cooperative banks. Next question. What are the different types of accounts that can be opened in a bank? Answer: savings account, current account, recurring deposit account, or fixed deposit account. Next question. Write a note on savings account. Answer: a savings account helps people to save money. One has to withdraw the money using checkbooks or withdrawal slips. Depositors get interest for their money. Fill in the blanks. Question 1. The banker's bank is dash. Answer is Reserve Bank. Question 2. The deposits kept for a certain fixed period is known as dash deposits. Answer: fixed deposits. Number 3. The banks do not pay interest for dash accounts. Answer is current accounts. Here are the important words that we would have learned in today's capsule. 1. Deposit, which refers to credit. 2. Bank account, having membership in a bank. 3. Interest, additional money got on depositing money for a term. 4. Period, which refers to term. 5. Withdraw, which means to take. Have a look at this mind map. Thank you.